최고 너 그대로.
Something huge is happening in the global music scene, and almost no one is talking about it yet. A group from the Philippines is quietly but powerfully taking the world by storm, and it's not what you think. They're not copying anyone. They're not chasing after a formula. They're building something fresh, something new, and it's growing fast. Even the biggest K-pop group in history can't ignore it anymore. What's happening isn't a rivalry, it's a parallel power. SB19 isn't just another boy band, they're turning a local movement into a global force. And whether fans are ready or not, this changes everything. Like, share, and subscribe because this story is about to go deeper than you ever imagined. When SB19 first emerged, the world was quick to label them K-pop copycats, manufactured idols, another version of BTS. The reasoning seemed obvious at first. A Korean-style training system, synchronized choreography, and polished visuals. They looked like K-pop. They sounded like K-pop. But what people didn't see was the shift happening behind the scenes. They weren't just copying K-pop. They were absorbing it, evolving it, and reshaping it into something uniquely Filipino. SB19 never hid their K-pop influence. Instead, they embraced it, then made it their own. They introduced the Filipino language into their tracks. They embedded their local identity into their stories, creating music that wasn't just about copying a winning formula, it was about celebrating their roots in a way that felt authentic, global, and ready to be shared with the world. What many saw as an imitation, it was evolution in motion. What started as criticism slowly transformed into recognition. The same traits that once fueled hate, their K-pop style, their discipline, became proof that SB19 wasn't a passing trend. They weren't going anywhere. They were here to stay. And they were forcing people to confront a new reality. Influence doesn't erase originality, it amplifies it. Instead of competing with BTS, SB19 acknowledged them as a foundational force. From the start, the members of SB19 have openly expressed their admiration for BTS. They even covered BTS songs before debuting. And rather than being seen as competitors, they positioned themselves as artists shaped by BTS's impact. There was no bitterness, no dissing, just pure respect. That's the first twist in this story. When you credit a global giant like BTS, the usual tension that fuels fan wars disappears. It becomes impossible to create a versus narrative when one side refuses to play that game. SB19 wasn't out to dethrone BTS. They were here to complement the movement BTS started. They arrived not to replace BTS, but in a world that BTS helped create. And that makes all the difference. Let's face it, BTS didn't just succeed, they changed the global music game. Before them, it seemed nearly impossible for Asian artists to break into Western markets. But BTS flipped that narrative, dominating charts, shifting culture, and proving that language wasn't a barrier. They showed the world that authenticity could go global, and that fan power could rival industry giants. So when SB19 came onto the scene, they didn't enter the same world BTS had. No, they stepped into a world that BTS had already reshaped. The doors were open, but the expectations were higher. And instead of copying BTS's exact formula, SB19 chose a different path. They leaned into their Filipino identity, blending Tagalog and English seamlessly, telling stories that were rooted in Filipino culture but resonated globally. Their music wasn't about global appeal. It was about rooted authenticity that could travel the world. And that's where the shift happens. SB19 isn't trying to be the next BTS. They're showing that the path BTS created wasn't just one lane. It's a blueprint with multiple directions. And the more they expand, the bigger the movement becomes. For decades, K-pop ruled as the dominant Asian export, but SB19 is proving that the model doesn't need to be exclusive. Their success, while deeply rooted in Filipino culture, is optimized for global appeal, showing the world that multiple countries can produce world-class acts. They're not just about one band. They're part of a larger movement redefining what global pop can be. SB19's rise has made it clear that success isn't a zero-sum game. The world isn't just ready for one act from Asia, they're ready for more. And that's why SB19's journey is so important. They are not just competing with BTS or K-pop. They are expanding what the future of global pop looks like. But here's the thing, SB19 didn't rise because of a well-funded system behind them. They didn't have the massive infrastructure that BTS had. What they had was something more powerful, the pressure of a system that didn't exist for them. They didn't rise because the system pushed them forward. They rose because they had to push against the absence of that system. And in doing so, they've positioned themselves as true cultural representatives of Filipino music on the world stage. That's why their rise is so extraordinary. In an industry that's structured, SB19 chose independence. They built their own path through their company, 1Z Entertainment, and that changed everything. They didn't wait for control to be given to them. They took it. They've removed the barriers, and now they control their music, their image, and most importantly, their connection with their fans. This is not just independence, it's leverage. And that's why this model is shaking up the entire music industry. In today's music world, success isn't just about streams, it's about how far a song can travel beyond its core audience. And that's where SB19 shines. Their song Gento didn't explode because of traditional promotion. It spread because it was built for replay, for participation, for movement. Their choreography became a viral challenge, and suddenly, the song wasn't just being heard, it was being recreated across platforms. And by 2026, SB19's reach grew even further, with songs like Bazinga landing on Billboard's World Digital Song Sales chart, showing that their impact was not just viral, it was measurable. They're creating moments that the internet can't ignore. They're not just releasing songs, they're creating waves. But here's the most underrated part of SB19's rise. Their fans, Aton. This isn't just a fan base. It's an organized, proactive community that drives visibility, promotes their music, and shapes their relevance. Aton fans don't just support the group, and they are part of the engine that powers SB19's global success. This mirrors the early days of BTS's ARMY, where fan engagement and collective action turned visibility into influence. SB19 fans are masters of the algorithm. They know how to amplify the group's presence on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. And they're spreading SB19's music further than ever before. Their dedication is turning SB19 into a global powerhouse. And they're doing it without the massive machine that traditionally pushes music acts to the top. And this is where it all comes together. SB19 isn't chasing global influence. They are building it. They are redefining the global pop landscape, showing that multiple acts from Asia can succeed, collaborate, and make their mark without overshadowing each other. They're not trying to replace BTS. They're honoring the blueprint BTS created, and they're taking it even further. And that's why this story isn't just about two bands on the same stage. It's about the entire music industry being reshaped by acts from all over the world, including SB19. Their rise isn't just a success story, it's a revolution. The future of pop is plural, diverse, and authentic, and SB19 is at the heart of that change. They've proven that music doesn't have to follow a single path. It can branch out in multiple directions and still reach the stars.